Well, good afternoon. It's been a little bit it's been a minute or two since I last made a video. And so I wanted to take a little bit of time. I've got some cards here that I am adding to my collection that I just wanted to uh, chat about and capture. I guess I haven't made a video in a little while, number one, because I don't have a very a very big viewership. So special shout out to mom and dad. Hey, thanks for watching all my videos. And my cousin Robert. So if you look at the video stats and you are viewer number 4, guess what? You're someone special. So a special shout out to you as well. Because usually I only get those 3, mom, dad, Robert. But then the other reason I haven't really made a video recently is, I've taken a little bit of a sabbatical from purchasing cards. Just quite frankly, I've had some other things that I've been spending my money on, and cards have taken a little bit of a back seat for the last, I don't know, 6, 8, 9 months, something like that, since probably the beginning of this year. But, cash flow's been a little bit positive recently, so I've made a couple of purchases, and that's what I wanted to look at. And finally, I don't do this for the views. I don't do it for the notoriety. I receive none. But what I want to do is capture kind of my sentiment and share the joy that I feel when I add pieces to my collection, things that I, feel. I don't know, the card. It's stupid to say that I feel something for pictures of guys on cards, but I feel some sentiment associated with it, and so I just wanted to. And plus, it creates a little bit of record that I can look back on, because quite honestly, nothing sticks around forever. So if I let something go, here's a record of at least a card that I had for a while before it passed through my hands. So starting off, if you recall, the last time we spoke, one of the themes of my collection is autograph cards, certified and or authenticated autographs of Cincinnati Reds players. Here's a current Red, Spencer Steer. He's a young guy who's going to be an integral part of this team for years to come. This is a 2023 Topps Chrome autographed Spencer Steer card. Here's a guy from the Reds past. 2005 Leaf Century Collection autograph card of Danny Graves. Danny Graves was a relief pitcher who honestly had a really, really good 2 or 3 year stretch for the Reds. Maybe I'm selling him short. Maybe it was a 3, 4, or 5 year stretch. He was very good for a period of time for the Reds. And on the heels of that, he was inducted into the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame this past summer. And, here's his autograph card. Here's a guy that probably won't be making the Reds Hall of Fame. Mark, I believe his last name is pronounced Colesbury. Anyways, Mark, pictured here on a 2022 Topps Chrome update card. Backup catcher. He was originally drafted by the Reds. I don't remember what year. Maybe it's on the back here. Drafted by the Reds in 2017. Saw a cup of coffee with the Reds in 2021. In 2022, he was in the Baltimore Orioles system. This year, the Minnesota Twins system. I don't believe he's in the major leagues, though. Mark Colesbury, though, will live on in my autographed Reds collection. I also collect autograph cards of University of Cincinnati football players, and I like to get them in their University of Cincinnati gear. This is from this year's 2023 select draft picks. This is Trey Tucker, wide receiver. This card specifically is the Red Explosion. You see it? The Red Explosion version or parallel of this card, but that's appropriate. Red being one of the Cincinnati Bearcats colors. Tucker was, very good wide receiver for the Bearcats, 4-year player. I believe he was a third round draft pick of the Las Vegas Raiders this past year. So this past spring. And with the NFL season kicking off soon, we'll see him in silver and black. Yet another theme of my collection, autographed Ohio State cards, or Ohio State players in their Ohio State gear. This is kind of an interesting one. This is a wild card illumination, so like the metal, aluminum, and I think that's just to denote the silver metallic color of the card. But this is Master Teague the third. He was a very, very good running back prospect. He served his time at Ohio State primarily as the backup to J.K. Dobbins, who was a really, really good running back prospect. Master Teague currently, he graduated college in 2021. In 2022, he spent time on both the Bears and the Steelers practice squads. And as far as I know, he's not currently affiliated with an NFL team. The wild thing about this card, this wild card being the brand, I usually don't buy cards from, kind of these smaller brands, but you can see this came about right down here. It has this label, NIL, and it says Wildcard is proud to once again lead the industry with this premier NIL release featuring current college football players. This being, by the way, a 2021 card. NIL, obviously name, image, and likeness. College players were granted in the, right around 2020, 2019, the ability to capitalize and sell on their name, image, and likeness, whereas before they were not allowed to do so. So this was an early entry into kind of that marketplace where college players can, be on football cards. Here is a CSG, let me zoom back a little bit, a CSG graded card. CSG, I believe it's collectible sports. I don't know what CSG stands for, but there is no more CSG, as the company had many different branches of the services that it offered, and it kind of merged two branches together: the grading of sports cards with the grading of other collectible cards like Pokemon or kind of some game-based trading cards. Anyways, CSG is now CGC, and that's just collectible. I don't know what CGC stands for. Anyway, if you go back several videos, I have, long drawn out discussions on why I like PSA graded cards better than other grading companies. I'll tell you what, though, I actually like CGC, and I've started buying some, and yet another theme in my collection is collecting Ken Griffey Jr. cards. I'm going to be doing, I actually have an order out with CGC. I had submitted some cards. It's my first ever submission to a grading card service. It might be my last submission. We'll see. But when those come, I'll do a reveal video, show you kind of the grades I got and talk about my experience. And we'll talk more about grading companies and CSG/CGC at that time. Anyways, yet another theme of my collection, Ken Griffey Jr. cards. Ken Griffey Jr. grew up in the same area that I grew up in the same time frame. I'm only a year behind him in high school. I didn't know him, but I knew plenty of people that did. So I have a special kinship. We kind of ran the same streets, if you will. I certainly, grew up in the same area at the same time. Here is, you can see from the paper, this card came from, and the next few came from an order that I received from ComC. ComC is a consignment service and marketplace for sports cards. ComC is an acronym, COMC, checkoutmycards.com. We could talk also about that website, and we will in another upcoming video, because I do have some more cards that I purchased from them or from that site that will be forthcoming, and we'll look at those when those come. Anyways, here is a 1996 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. In a mint 9 grade. One of the things COMC is notorious for is their cataloging. So the cards that we see here, you can see I just took them out of the packaging from COMC, but I haven't removed. They've got, inventory slips and other packaging material still kind of fastened to them. Yet another theme that I collect, and probably, the last one, at least that I can think of for now, are Andrew Benintendi cards. Andrew Benintendi also grew up in the same area, and in fact went to the same high school that I went to, although I preceded him there by a couple of decades. So while Andrew and I ran the same streets, I was well established and grown up by the time he was walking. But he is the only major league player to ever come out of my alma mater, and as such, I collect his stuff. Here's a 2017 Topps Chrome Freshman Flash card of Andrew Benintendi in a PSA graded 10. In addition to graded cards of Benintendi, I also like autographed cards, and here is a 2017 Topps Opening Day autographs, Andrew Benintendi. Jumping back to a previous theme, also, this came from COMC, so I've got all those COMC cards grouped together. This is a 2022 Bowman University Josh Wiley. You can see him there in his Cincinnati Bearcat gear. I believe this card is numbered. Well, the numbering's on the back behind the slip. You can see it there. It is 198 out of 199. Josh Wiley is a Cincinnati kid. He grew up, went to LaSalle High School on the west side of Cincinnati, and obviously played at the University of Cincinnati. He was drafted this past year, I want to say 5th round, although it's somewhere in that neighborhood, by the Tennessee Titans. And so look forward to seeing him in the powder blue and white of Tennessee. I think he made the team. I haven't heard otherwise. And also from COMC, this is a 2021 Panini Prism Draft Picks. Pete Warner. Warner was, he fits into my Ohio State autograph cards. He was a defensive back at Ohio State and currently plays for the Saints. So this is the blue ice prism variation, and this card is also serial numbered. Where is the serial numbering on it? The slip said it was, oh, there it is. So this is serial numbered 5 of 75. I've got one last card. I full disclosure, do sell some cards through COMC, and I had shipped this card out to COMC at some point. They had marked this card as unsupported, must be returned, unlicensed, or unsupported. So they did not recognize the manufacturer or company that generated this this Eric Davis card. And so when I bought and had some cards shipped to me, I had this thrown into the mix. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. It doesn't really fit into any of the themes of my personal collection. I might just sell something privately and throw this in as kind of an addition. So we'll see. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. There are a couple of orders that I've alluded to that will be, forthcoming, and when they arrive, I will talk at you then, showing those off.